ordinarily would not have gotten to you absent this spell, how would you not be affecting other people's wills?
I mean, I'm not affecting other people's wills because it's just a means for me, myself. I have some men that I talk to here and there, but I don't really place much importance upon them unless they prove to me that they are important.
So if you met a guy that was the one.
Your end is within my reach. Hello there.
Man.
Well,
The
seems
silence
like you're
is so
taking it pretty
loud.
seriously. You're trying to take some shots, but it's fine.
It's the water.
What?
It's water. We're drinking water.
Whatever the case may be, but I was like, okay, how did he do in this game? And what do you guys think end up happening, man? What do you guys think end up happening? Let me go to where the other problem I have with these guys.
I mean, a lot of these guys are probably married. Okay, I'm literally like I can't help it. This is what they're into, and it's not really my like.
Yeah.
You could even just have her question in or comment in.
Yeah.
But I thought that
In the yacht.
How do you convince them to buy the equity?
Sit them down, have a nice dinner. If it makes sense, then why not?
Is that all you do?
No.
Convince them?
Want to split the bill?
I think she was saying that.
Or do you want to walk back what you just said?
Do you want to let her answer?
No. It's the words came out of
time. She brought up a point about feminism. It got debunked in a sentence or less by both men and women. So she was pissed off that she had nothing to back up.
What are the kids doing? I saw Mike at his basketball tournament. He did a great job. And then the guys will talk about whatever the guys want to talk about, but they always talk about kids. Whenever women meet up and they have families, that's what we talk about. Because kids make us feel happy.
But then you still do the vetting process, maybe 2 or 3 days, and you determine they're not, and then you feel comfortable, and then you move on and the relationship is normal. Yeah. Let's say they're not.
That they go out just to eat and they don't actually like you.
Well, I'm saying it's one of the examples that comes to mind.
Okay.
Another example, I don't know exactly, but there's so many different reasons like a guy can show.
What's the biggest amount that a dude sent you that you never met him? He's just like, I love you, Amy. Here's some money.
Right.
Things for the moment and be like, yeah, you're a 10. Everything's all good. But then when they go out in the world, they're not going to get treated like a 10 necessarily. Like, you see what I'm saying?
You wouldn't end things with them.
I wouldn't need.
He was just like.
Can I say something?
You wouldn't
Have we
need.
ever been in a situation like that though?
I've never like been in. Yeah, that just wouldn't happen to me.
Like that.
But
I mean, Jesus Christ, where's he going here? Where's he going here? I mean, I cannot. 124 kills, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, hold on. So you've just attacked my physical appearance.
Well, you attacked my career.
I didn't attack your
problem
career.
with me having a preference because.
You need to stop fucking banging your nails on the table. Let me see the chat. By the way, feminine
Indicate psychopathy. It's very common for stoic men to not care about the emotional status of a person who refuses to adhere
it's
to
very
logic.
common of men to be abusive. It doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
Lizzie, don't be distracted by your bull band. Wish a hyperoptic for the freedom to forget. Hyperoptic, we're in your corner, even during your big moves.
Transferring responsibility to the second party, right? So you're saying
Yes, you guys are more powerful than I am as far as damaging me psychologically because we live in a society that has normalized of another individual without remorse, feeling, or care. It's not a trauma response, in other words. Now, what you saw of me in the last show was me trauma responding. So I did hurt people's feelings.
when your girl isn't providing the necessities that you have sexually, so you come to your side chick to get those necessities of freaking.
I have never been able to rationally figure out how that could be possible without affecting the will of other people.
The hardest part about a writing assignment is getting started.
Which is put in you, that this person potentially could harm me greatly. Then all I'm saying is that I understand why it is that men would have the same exact.
Think that you're ugly, you already think some type of way, you don't have any type of, conversation skills. So what do you like? What do you like?
Now, does this extend beyond the findom? Like in a general sense, do you love hurting men?
No, I mean if I have a partner, I would never want to hurt him.
No, what about you? It's not a partner.
I'm really sarcastic. No, I'm not really into jokes. But like, I'm sarcastic, and the ones that have like a dark humor, they're gonna like understand my humor.
Can you show us
It's him.
Jesus runs your life?
Christ consciousness, yes.
Oh, Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
What is that?
The empowered consciousness. Basically, the antithesis to.
That's for maybe at a sporting event if we're like competing against other men and we're competing in sports, but that's like a real situation. But yeah, I don't know. I just found it very interesting that girls will.
I don't know. I guess. I feel like this is how I feel about it. People who say they're feminists and like want equality always talk about how women should be like executives and CEOs.
This is interesting. Men tend to speak very, very bluntly about exactly what
Logically.
And you're
Logically.
no, and you're. I have a feeling that this is something that goes through the minds of women. Like, no, you shouldn't say that because what if she was? Because what if she was here?
So, imagine from my perspective, right, that I see that there's a whirlpool and you're in a boat. And everything that.
Hold on. I'm just. We're having a
You're
conversation.
getting heavy right now.
No, we're just having. Relax, okay?
Nick loves me, by the way.
I don't think he loves you. Okay.
But if I'm dating someone, then I would see where, like, if someone was fucking with me, I would expect them to say something or do something.
Okay, so that is one component of the conversation we're having. We were talking.
What you're saying is true, that women who are not in these construction jobs and this type of thing, but rather are in kind of comfy AC-related jobs like the men, and they're getting paid.
Thought that was sort of similar, but I've been told by that escort community that that is not what I am.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Well, first of all, yes, I am God's child. That's number one. You have to know. You have to know where your identity comes from. Where does your identity come from?
Storm off the set.
Are you like trying to get me horny right now?
No, but
She
bet
likes to
it's
be
working.
sedated.
Right.
Careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. She's been soaking through
This
them.
scene is getting kind of
Yikes.
slippery.
Okay.
Great character. And I'm sure there's people that couldn't.
Okay. Next tweet.
If working with AWS Cloud is your job, then you need the ultimate.
But to say it's anywhere on par like it is for women, you talk to women who are in these sales jobs, and they're like, oh my god, these fucking bitches are awful. They're backstabbers, they're connivers, they click up. If you're not part of playing a lot, they're always at the HR department because they got too flirty with a guy at work. They're just a pain in the fucking ass to deal with. They're just a pain in the ass, and if I have an all-male workforce, I have to deal with.
Let's do a Google Trends search. Let's compare.
I've never heard of that name.
Well, I've never heard that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Nick,
okay.
I'll send it to you.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Maybe
Okay,
if I
go
see
ahead,
the
go
face.
No, honestly,
I don't.
Think they think it's completely unfalsifiable.
I completely agree with all
And
of
by the
that.
way, I know I'm kind of like shouting this at you. I'm shouting out of agreement. It's just.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just.
I know you
very
don't disagree with.
Is paying for some girl out there
I guess.
for sure.
So you expect men to pay?
No, it's
You
not.
said she just stormed out of the studio. Of course, we're gonna like.
Have something.
Are we just gonna not talk about
I
this?
also no. I would say I also asked what happened, so
Yeah, that's true.
I
She was
also.
Folks, and then she said that he's not good enough, looking not to pay, basically.
I saw it pop up there for a
Yeah.
second. So.
Dark tattoos, they all have a meaning to them. Just because I have one on my neck doesn't mean I'm a fucking whore. You
It
know?
doesn't change the fact that there's a negative stigma to women with a lot of tattoos.
Curses and madness be upon you all. Hello.
was not saying that I had no emotion. I was saying if I had less emotional intelligence and tools to process those emotions, I could understand with this.
All right, guys, we got to end the stream. We might, if you guys wait a little bit, we might start up an after show. I don't know. Sorry, guys. That's abhorrent. Like,
all you gotta do is feel. Yeah. And that it makes it real. Yeah.
We manifest it.
Oh, yes. I am manifesting that I am a multi-billionaire fucking real.
And I believe in you.
To lift up that primal, carnal sexual nature towards something that is no longer.
Why is that my responsibility to
Well,
lift up their?
Hold on. It's not your responsibility.
Does that mean he's not hiding his screen on his videos? Because he's obviously reverse boosting, but I want you guys to listen to his reaction. This is what pisses me off the most with these guys. Listen to this.
When we were in like middle school and be like, let's rate each other, you know? Like, we didn't think it was that deep until now where
It's
people started
not.
making it that deep.
It was nice meeting you.
Rate is a 10.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, so, yeah, and you're an honest person.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying you don't
Because
lie.
you're telling me that the way God looks at us.
The manipulation of women and their vulnerability emotionally. So I believe that you partook in that same, essentially.
We have unwelcome guests on
Everything.
Providing. Yeah.
Join me.
Well, I think when you say providing, you're talking about like a sort of direct financial compensation to you.
Not really. I mean, like,
Of like Rocky, right? Training for the movie, right? In the movie where he's, you know, waking up early in the morning, going on runs, training 2 to 3 times a day, sacrificing, training to get into a
lot of skin online. You do not understand male sexual
and
nature.
that's
You do not. And I don't profess to know female sexual nature.
So we talked about this a little
Men
bit.
want what they cannot see and they cannot have. Men want rarity, scarcity, and mystery.
What I say makes a person emotionally feel if the purpose of the discussion is a disagreement. How your emotional state from there. Is this you or is this a character that you are playing?
I would say it is a character 85% based on who I am.
Okay. So then
sit there and like, you know, give each other claps for like really minor accomplishments, but like with men it could be like a fantastic accomplishment. We don't clap.
That's the
It's something
difference between
interesting.
men and women. No, you can ask him. Fist bump.
If you figure a word like that when she was running, it's cool. I just didn't know if you were like just talking to people. Like,
Well, okay,
Another
so
lesson in minute.
right now we're live streaming.
Brought up. We're brought to be like tame, not masculine, not be free to think what we want, and we're punished for being a man, honestly. So it's like it's tough to be a man in America. Yeah.
Your life. You need those simp ass men, those weak ass dudes, to pay your rent, to feed you, to clothe you.
I do. Well, you know what's funny is that I enjoy the community. Like
the kill shot. So the logic is, I do believe this. No, I don't. It's marketing. Okay, well then it can't just be marketing if you do believe this.
I structure, etc., etc.
Okay, I suppose at least you acknowledge that. Let's do the next tweet.
What we found with Google was that we could grow exponentially. Like the combination of a lifestyle and a purposeful brand. In a
They're egoistic. Yes. That's not complicated.
and why guy kid doesn't have it?
They don't.
Why?
Well, look at society. Look at what we're raised. Look at, for example, how we're.
Show. See you guys in
Guys on OnlyFans don't make as much money that we do.
But there's still men doing it. There's still women doing it. Just because people aren't watching it doesn't mean that it's not.
I ain't gonna lie, like them girls kind of turn me on sometimes. They kind of turn me on because you can confuse them. You just be confusing them for fun. Shit, you cheat on them, get busted, and then.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You guys are both Christians, and the 10 is perfect. But does how you get perfect?
I want to be a mother one day. I don't ever not want to have children. I want to have a husband. I want to have all those things. That's just what's going to make us feel whole. That's literally the main two things.
Okay, well,
Is that always the case? No.
Emotional damage.
However, I've noticed that there is a high correlation between number of tattoos.
Of the divine.
Well, I mean,
God.
sure,
You would, you, in your
I would
ideology,
say,
you would call it God.
Yeah, I would say that we're all definitely in.
I agree. There's where our Venn diagrams are.
How can I be seen? Like as a human, like our purpose is to be seen, like by the other person, and as a partner, if you're looking for one.
Based off their beliefs of, you know.
Are they in power because they're men?
It's attractiveness, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Okay, well that's my ride. So.
Wow.
I'll go sit in my car. No. It's okay.
Self castle.
If you need a ride back, I don't mind driving.
I say stuff that might have a little bit of truth behind it, but also, I mean, this is a job for me too, so you're playing into the people a bit.
Like an example?
I don't like before you told me if I travel like to suck dick, right? And it was like, but yeah, for sure. For you, I don't know.
That was Chris. It was Chris.
What is the moral problem?
I mean, that dude's like a piece of shit.
Why? Why would it make him a piece of shit?
Because he doesn't value women as much as he values men.
He doesn't value.
Wilson's wife said his second is a 12/10 also stop crying, you victim.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. She left a comment that.
Men to pay. I'm still a human being,
wait,
and
why
I'm
does
allowed to
that
have
mean
preferences. Like,
Well,
this is so
Sure.
degrading.
It's not degrading.
Why
it's
does
just
your problem is that I do sex work, and that's not degrading.
I didn't
Like
s-
you
I-
water.
Take a shot. Verbally.
Oh.
Yo, what the fuck is going on right now? Bro, whose man's is this? Anyhow, moving on smartly.
And since she wants to go there, like, for example, my
personas like Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, it's a thing for us genius black ghetto slave souls in
Whoever you are, that's you. That's what makes you special because you're not like anyone else. What? You're special. You're different. I feel like I'm special because I.
Wow. Sure. Highest education level completed.
High school diploma.
All right. Relationship status.
Single.
All right.
Single like a Pringle.
Say that one more time.
I had to emotionally process the last episode the same.
Say how much you've made total from.
Again, state and feds got half of it. But
Let's say pre-tax.
it's a lot.
8 figures total.
Yeah.
9 figures.
It does.
It doesn't.
It's the lack of empathy for another's
Nope.
feelings.
Okay, so you're a psychologist, right?
If you want to learn Python for a career in data science, IT,
Yes, yeah. That it's labeled as that.
I mean, that's a really easy way to try to like shield from what we're trying to get at here. But so when it comes to the marketing component, in the example I previously, but you don't, just so I have this correct, you don't consider yourself an escort?
I sort of thought it was similar with very much longer relationships, but in the sense that I like men.
I have mine, and for someone, this is
What are
gonna
they?
be special.
Your qualities are special.
Yeah.
For me, I really know how to cook.
Okay. Cool.
Physically.
I mean, I've like kicked a guy in the balls, and he's enjoyed it. So yeah.
Okay.
Sitting on the throne and me essentially riding him face to face. And I was always shaming myself and pushing that fantasy away until
By some of the best refurbishers in the world for way less than new. Enjoy your trip. Let them buy new, we'll buy back on.
Bitches be bitches.
Listen, I'll tell you what. You can delete the VOD, you delete the clips. Someone's already made it streamable, though.
That's possible.
How do you know that it's not the will of those things to be affected, though?
So
you know what I mean?
So,
Like,
but
it
here's the
wasn't-
thing: if it's the will of those things to be affected,
better by men. Do you one sec. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you get treated by men better by showing more skin or less skin?
Obviously, if you show less skin.
Okay, so you
even
agree.
But hold on, because even when you show less skin,
Huh? You know what I do? I just bite my fingernails. I don't know how. Then you can't even do it. Just to eat them off. It's the best way to do it.
She's sarcastic. I don't even know how to explain.
Okay, so you like lean onto it.
So, like for example, someone makes a joke out of me,
Yeah.
and I just like brush it off. Like,
So you lean into it.
what does that mean?
Because if I were to not, and I think for my flesh, and be hard on myself and listen to the devil, I'll give myself a really low number. For what? What does that do for anybody? And if we're looking at like the average, but what does that do?
is a disagreement. How your emotional state from there is totally irrelevant to me.
do you know that that's a symptom?
Of what?
Would you imagine if a man said that exact same thing in the exact same context? We'd call him creepy. We'd say that he's a predator. We would shun him, and I can assure you.
Always say that they practice white magic the magic of abundance or growing or nurturing. But I don't see how you actually could do that without affecting the will of the things that are around you. I don't even see how.
Okay. So men your age, I would say, probably, right? In your age group. So they suck ass because they want sneaky links, and what else was the term used?
Fuck buddies.
Fuck buddies. Okay.
Low morals. That's what we're dealing with. And the problem with is because they don't take accountability. If I were to address you as an individual because you cannot take and like accept that you might have a flaw
all day,
every day.
I'm not disagreeing with that
but,
at all.
but that's the thing is that's why the stigma exists. The stigma exists specifically because of the app.
That's kind of an odd answer, right? So if somebody were to say, what do you bring to the table between you and your wife? They say, well, you can ask my wife. If they say, well, but I'm asking you, what do you think?
Let me tell you like a story. It's like really short story. So like I feel like I'm like kind of physically attractive because first I'm a virgin and I.
Why do you get so upset? Let him do his thing. Because you're like, he doesn't even act like he's the best. Like he's freaking out about being the snoop in this dog shit lobby. What you are, man? If you are barely going positive and you barely go 280 and 10 ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't understand. Go to mine. I never go to recent.
Oh my god, I'm having like strokes now or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm out of it. You use a lot of feminist coded language, patriarchy, for example.
Women far more than it
I
hurts
agree.
men.
It hurts women more, but I think men are like I don't think men realize how damaging it is as well to them.
No, maybe. Of course, there's damage to all people.
We are getting paid more than men. We have so many rights because we fought for so long. They really are. Like, and I don't want to say that.
I don't think that there's a wage gap.
Gooner, and I think you're just a gooner at that point.
Next.
The only time I will ever be mean to another woman is if she
Appreciate it, bro. Should we do a voice call, or is she set up on like Discord?
I don't think it would be easy for her to move over to Discord with.
I'm just.
Not blasphemous at all, you don't think?
No.
No.
No, he created sex, and he created me.
To have sex
And-
with him?
Yes, we're very.
Any day. What the fuck? Okay. Anyway, question for the ladies: what's more important in a guy, confidence or a sense of humor, and why? You can start here with Ms. Brazil.
That would decrease half the dating pool, probably.
I totally disagree because we know what that world looks like. We used to have it 50 or 60 years ago. You know what? Men grow up quicker. They stop being man-childs and infants.
If he's asking me out, I assume he's interested. I'm more concerned with whether I want him or not.
By the way, Andrew, I sent you a text if you could check it really quick. Okay.
Really gold digger.
with those big eyelashes. You look like a damn fool. No, we don't want you to wear a fake hair hat. It's disgusting. So I gotta speak on it when they're doing dumb things because otherwise...
Like, to be quite honest with you, we could get into clubs without having to pay for shit. We could get bottle service without having to pay for anything.
But can we get paid the same as men?
We do. If we didn't, that'd be an issue.
What are you talking
Sex
about?
industry.
No, it's actually we've gone through painstakingly all our episodes to get statistics, age, relationship status, all this stuff.
This group, because even though most people in this group aren't going to do this, enough of them will that I feel like crossing the street probably in of itself could be a boon to society. For instance, you may need people who have completely unfeeling dispositions for certain jobs which need doing.
I agree, because we are all tools.
I've been in that position. I've been in that position where I've
really
been
sorry.
assaulted.
I'm so
I've
sorry.
been in that position. Why would I ever go and turn the tables and be like, you're whatever, you're...
Okay.
I got a couple questions. You said that I don't want to read.
First of all, there's a reason the wage gap exists, and there's also a reason why it gets higher the older you get, because women decide to do things like take leave, take care of.
That's a stupid story.
Or how they they frame feminism
You're talking
now.
to a woman right here, okay? Can you stop being sexist,
What if
please?
I'm not a woman?
Huh?
What if I have a penis right now?
Then literally you're just the same exact way that I had to emotionally process
That's not what-
every
just
single
repeat.
rape that I've
There's
experienced.
There was a TTS that came through. Just repeat what you said. That's not what you said. Repeat what you said.
manipulative tactics, right? When you're saying manipulative tactics, you're saying you would much rather see somebody be physically aggressive.
Yeah.
Sure, I can understand that. That at least makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But isn't it also
If you're not aware of them, the truth can hurt a little bit.
I think she was crying from before. I don't think
Yeah,
it was
she
this
was, like,
moment.
already
She
crying.
she was emotional from earlier, so I don't think that this was related.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Can't
Yeah.
show your ass on camera?
I never signed anything that said I couldn't.
So you're going to
We're
break
on
the
YouTube.
TOS?
What's the TOS?
Nick, just intro if you have to.
What is it?
It means
We're on YouTube and Twitch. You can't.
The Nation's Network.
Blow the holiday fund on an upgrade. Or buy the one that's been expertly restored by some of the best refurbishers in the world.
I just feel like, I mean, if you would say that to her face, like, cool, you know?
Said what to her face?
If you were like, she's acting like a child or something, but
Send her the
if
link
she
for this
wasn't,
after.
if she
Yes.
wasn't, yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right. I think we did enough of this exercise. I think this demonstrated a really good.
Bro, I kind of want to hear her answer though.
You want? Okay. Did you claim to be?
That's not what I'm saying though. I'm saying like public flasher, public masturbator. Like where are we at? You know? It's a joke.
Wait.
It's a joke.
Yo, she mentioned super for a reason.
She laughing because she knows that we laughing, nigga. She knows we talking.
Not just yacht, it's super yacht.
Yeah.
Disagree because you're also like saying that as if everyone with the confidence has expectations that they deserve something. And I mean, Belladonna used to be married to.
We're on YouTube and Twitch. You can't show.
You guys, I'm old. I don't know what these things are.
You know what YouTube is?
I don't know the
Stop
rules.
lying through
Do
your
I
teeth.
seem like I follow rules?
Okay, but would you actual dating stuff in a bit? It's related.
It is.
You know, the patriarchy has a lot to do with dating.
Sure.
So,
Confident, 10 out of 100.
wait,
So
sorry.
you would take it.
Hold on. Go ahead, Matt.
No. Oh, I was also saying like the question is essentially like rate your looks, not rate your content.
And get off your fucking phone.
Word.
No, I'm giving you that. Like, you can tell them to like get in fucking line. Don't like if you're. I specifically said, hey, Madsen has to go over some pre-show information. Just walked away, you'd be cool
Is
with
that a
it.
real situation? People get in that?
I've never been in that.
You've never been in a situation. You've
You would
never.
fuck a guy up, Brian? Be dead ass.
What do you mean?
If a guy came at you right now, you think you could fuck?
All of you guys.
The guys that I want to fuck are guys that are gonna pay on the first date. It's like not. It's my preference. Sue me.
Hey, look, you're entitled to have your preference. I guess.
That's not true. Women sports are actually funded equally in colleges. And a
In
lot of the time,
colleges.
yeah, in colleges.
Yeah,
now,
but
if we're
not-
going to go professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here, okay.
We're talking about NBA.
That you can identify it in the
Yes.
DSM?
Yes, they can now brain scan you and tell if you have psychopathy.
Do you have your phone?
Yes.
Okay, can you pull up the DSM-5 and show me where it's not going to do anything to you? Do I blame you for crossing the street, though? Not really. Not really, because I can understand, I can rationalize in my brain why a woman would want to do
What is your contention? It's precisely. Are you saying that women go through the hero's journey because they birth children?
Yes.
Is that your stance?
I mean, and not just that, but there's a lot
What
of
about
things that
Olympic-
women do
Olympic
that
women
men can do
athletes?
as well. What, you don't
Okay.
think women can go
That's
to...
That's a good point. It was making me think of this quote. It's like, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences that come with ignoring reality. So if, let's say a girl...
Learn how to do it then if it's not a skill that you have to learn
I'm not sure
and
that those
apply.
are trade schools. I'm not sure.
Give me the definition of a trade. Aren't you learning how to a skill to perform a trade? That
Are you outside of just every other man except your immediate family? They're not valuable unless they're providing for you.
They're not valuable until they prove to me that they're valuable.
By providing.
show my ass on the internet? I do it all the time.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to sexually assault people.
Oh, was that sexual assault?
That actually technically was sexual assault.
Oh, well, now you know how I feel.
Through how you land a plane.
What kind of plane?
Any kind of plane.
Well, they differed. The over-the-gate speed is
Yeah,
different based
whichever
on the
one.
type
pick
of
one.
aircraft.
Just pick one. Yeah, pick whatever.
Piston, turbo.
Get ahead in life a lot easier if they're men. Men are way hard. Men actually have to work to become something. We are just rigid here.
Suck down into it, and you're gonna die. Don't do that. And you go, nope, I'm going to do it anyway, and you just go out and you get sucked down the whirlpool, right? That's how it is with ideologies too.
Because we're talking about, because I don't know who Belladonna is.
No, it's not that. It's everything. It's just
Because we're talking about rating.
talk about people.
You
Why
guys
are you
are like,
cursing?
no.
You could just explain calmly. I'll listen to you.
Please.
Okay, so let me just understand your viewpoint. So what is your what is your
one?
There's plenty of women in this industry that are married, that are in happy, healthy relationships, and some of them do have kids. So I mean, that's not true. There are.
Andrew, are you thinking that she's
Hello,
not
love.
telling the truth about the pilot thing? I'm pretty sure this all sounds legit.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just wondering if you could walk me, because at this pilot.
Okay, this is crazy.
All right, what about you?
Funny, because in order to be funny, you gotta be confident.
Okay. Are you funny?
Nope.
I think so.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that psychopathy is actually a medical, psychological condition, and that you can identify it?
Yeah, I have an altar. I sit in front of my altar. I light candles. I kind of meditate and manifest abundance. Sure, you could call that a spell.
But I mean, do you ever cast a negative?
I don't
You just
know.
asked me, so I'm telling you how we fly
I'm just
planes.
a guy in a plane trying to land it. I'm terrified. What do I do?
A bunch of stuff, and you're going to need progressive
Okay.
instructions to try to live.
Okay, so what do I do? What's the first step?
To grant to you, yeah, I don't care about how what I say makes a person emotionally feel if the purpose of the discussion.
Yeah.
It was probably there for like 0.3
We
seconds.
can end it and restart the stream. But that's a whole nother.